on this edition of MU Report.
This election is for the students. It's not for myself or anyone else.
3 students are hoping to represent the Marshall student body.
Plus some advice for students looking to get away.
We all just stay together, and then we always had one sober person just to watch out.
And an NBA star returns home to share some knowledge.
It's a joy that you really can't explain, you know what I mean? It's like, I guess, a proud dad.
MU Report starts right now.
From the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications, your home for complete Marshall University news. You're watching MU Report.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of MU Report. I'm Jessie Starkey.
And I'm Rob Engel.
Off the top, we want to get straight to a story that has an impact on every single student on Marshall's campus, the election for next year's student body president.
MU Report's Morgan Wright is live on campus, and Morgan, students are voting right now.
Students are making their voices heard right now at the Student Center. On the ballot, 3 very different candidates. I got the chance to speak with them to see why they want the job.
The first candidate, Duncan Wagaman and Isabel Rogner.
The race is on for 3 sons of Marshall as they each campaign to become the next student government president. A familiar face, a former SJ senator, and an Afghanistan war veteran are all vying for students' votes.
It's a passion of mine. It's something I'm very enthused about, so I really hope to have the opportunity to go round 2.
This election is for the students. It's not for myself or anyone else.
You have to represent all the students, not just the popular ones, but also the looked over ones sometimes.
Last year, Wagaman ran unopposed, but this year, with 2 additional candidates, the competition is heating up. From on-campus advertisements to social media, each candidate is trying to gain attention from students.
I grew up with 9 siblings at my house, so a little competition is not going to faze me.
This year, I see a lot of people actively talking about it on social media, in classes.
3 very different candidates share one common goal: to represent the students of the university.
I joined the Army because it's a popular choice. I didn't volunteer to go to Afghanistan because of popular choice, and I'm not running for president to be popular.
I would urge them to read the platforms and see what these candidates are going to be able to do for them.
I want students to know that I'm here for them. My campaign staff will work tirelessly to get them what they want.
Each candidate believes they have what it takes to bring the biggest and best changes to Marshall. We will be following this race, and we will post the results on our MU Report Facebook page just as soon as the election is called. Reporting live, Morgan Wright, MU Report.
Thanks, Morgan. Right now, officers across West Virginia are making sure you're safe behind the wheel. They're cracking down on distracted drivers, and a free app could help you break the bad habit of texting and driving. MU Report's Tim Carrico has more on how police are pushing the new app to save lives.
It's a bad habit that many just can't seem to break.
Drive around and see people constantly talking on the phone, looking down on the phone.
Police departments in Huntington are cracking down on distracted driving.
Something could happen in a split second. A deer could jump out in front of them, pedestrian could walk out in front of them.
The initiative is to save lives and to let you know that talking or texting while driving without a hands-free device is now illegal.
There is a law in West Virginia, and it could possibly affect their driver's license.
If you need a little extra help on breaking the dangerous habit, there's an app for that. Set up an account on the website textlimit.com and register the phones in your household. Download the app, and once you start driving over 5 miles per hour, your phone is locked. The app will lock your phone so you'll be unable to use it unless you're hooked up to a Bluetooth device.
That way you can still receive calls through your Bluetooth. You can still initiate calls if the Bluetooth allows you to do that, but you cannot actually manipulate the screen.
Stay off your phone to encourage the next generation of drivers to stay focused behind the wheel.
Lead by example. We can try to change the norm that has become cell phone use while driving.
Nothing is that important. It can wait till you can get pulled over to the side of the road, get stopped, and do it safely.
By downloading a quick and simple app, you could be saving someone's life. In Huntington, Tim Carrico, MU Report.
Thanks, Tim. The Text Limit app is free for West Virginia residents for 1 year.
We're just days away from spring break, which means students are hitting the road looking for warmer weather. MU Report's Haley Wade has some easy ways everyone can stay safe while enjoying their vacation.
Olivia, Taylor, Amanda, me, Kaylee, and Jackie.
Spring is nearly here, which means spring break is just around the corner too. While the last thing on vacationers' minds may be safety, making smart choices can mean the difference between a great spring break and a bust. Travel Dreams manager Jennifer Honecker says the best way to stay safe is to stick together, and seasoned spring breakers agree.
You're going to be traveling with friends. Always travel at least 2 together. Never go off by yourself.
Definitely stay with your friends because it's so easy to get lost from one another.
We all just stay together, and then we always had one sober person just to watch out for everyone.
While you may not think twice about heading back with others you've met on your trip, it's a safer bet to go with friends or not at all.
I probably wouldn't go anywhere unless there was like 4 of us because you never know.
If one person wanted to go to the pool, we would all go to the pool. If one person wanted to go to the beach, we'd all go to the beach.
Before heading down to the beach, it's important to make sure you're taking care of yourself.
Pace yourself. You're going to have a good time.
I would definitely eat something before you go and try to not be in the direct sun all the time.
Having fun and staying smart about your safety can ensure a good vacation.
One of the first things I tell all of my travel clients, regardless of where they go, the first thing to put in their suitcase is their common sense.
Haley Wade, MU Report.
Thanks, Haley. Remember, if you're drinking on spring break or anytime, have a designated driver. According to the CDC, someone dies every 30 minutes because of an alcohol-related crash.
Major parking problems for drivers in Huntington. Some of the meters just aren't working.
If you're out doing business with the business person that you're doing, or the courthouse or places like that, you could get an extra ticket, and that's extra money, and it discourages you from doing business.
The digital parking meters usually work just fine, but the folks at the Huntington Parking Board say the ones you have to turn by hand can be a little tricky, especially in the weather we've been having. Water can sneak in and mess with the moving parts. You put in a quarter, turn the dial, but nothing happens. The parking board suggests you make sure your meter is working before you're out a quarter and racking up parking tickets.
Marshall men's basketball is celebrating this week, finding themselves once again in the Conference USA tournament.
Joining us now is MU Report's Kayla Markham. Kayla, how'd the Thundering Herd manage this?
Well, the team wasn't even sure they were going to make it into the tournament this year after starting conference play by going 0-6. But when the Herd took on Florida International University, they not only landed a spot in the tournament, but moved up to be tied for 10th in the conference. It was a slow start to victory as the Marshall University Thundering Herd took on the Florida International University Golden Panthers. The teams were tied up 7-7 in the first 15 minutes of the game, but when the Herd pulled out front, they stayed there for the rest of the night, ending the game with an 87-69 win. This isn't the first time the teams have met. The two were matched up in Florida in January, and the Herd fell 66-62 in overtime. Sophomore forward Ryan Taylor says the Herd took their mistakes, learned from them, and came back ready for the win.
We capitalized on our mistakes down there. We watched a lot of film. We just seen how they came out second half and attacked us, and we had about the same lead down there that we had here, I think. So we just wanted to, we knew we was kind of in the same place, same predicament, and we just wanted to come out and capitalize and be the first one to punch.
Head coach Dan D'Antoni says it's been a long road, but he was determined to get into this tournament.
We were sitting in there, we were getting tagged by everybody, we're in last place. I said, fellas, we're going to get into this tournament. I don't care how we do it. We're going to get in there somehow.
Coach D'Antoni says his game plan is to take one day at a time and help the team give its best every day.
I'm one of those guys, I think I got Alzheimer's because I can't remember what happened yesterday, and I'm not smart enough to predict what's going to happen tomorrow. So I live right in the moment, and it is what it is.
Marshall will have one more regular season home game on Saturday. The Herd will take on the Florida Atlantic University Owls. Kayla Markham, MU Report. The Herd will begin tournament play today in Birmingham against Western Kentucky University. Women's basketball also made the tournament and are facing off against Charlotte.
More than just Marshall basketball is getting attention right now. Young athletes, 5 to 9-year-olds, are getting some one-on-one training from an NBA pro. The 6'8" star may be triple their size, but he's bringing the game down to their level.
Here we go, go.
At the Kanawha Valley YMCA in Charleston, you'll find some pretty normal kids who love basketball.
See that?
But there's
Should be
something
touching
special
toes,
about the
finger.
coach
Hold
they're
tight.
learning
Hold it
from.
tight so I don't knock it out your hand. Hold it tight. Good. Good.
Marshall alum and Beckley native Tamar Slay played for the New Jersey Nets, the Charlotte Bobcats, and spent 9 years playing
Don't stop.
overseas.
You better stay here for at least
But
7
3
days
nights
straight
out of the week, you
without
can
getting
find him
tired.
on the community courts of his home state with his 5 to 9-year-old players.
It's a joy that you really can't explain. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess, a proud dad. Yeah, that's how I would say. You know.
8-year-old Sean Ingleson says
Keep
the
that chest.
6'8"
Keep that chest,
NBA
even with
star
the goal.
is just Coach Tamar.
He just feels like a normal coach to me.
A normal
Defensive
coach who
slide
keeps
back
his
to the
players on a
baseline.
tight schedule.
We're going 1 minute, 30 more seconds, 10 more seconds.
And
Go,
he'll tell
Sean.
you there's no sitting
Good job,
down
stop.
on the job.
Ready, stand up, stand up, stand up.
But it
Just shoot.
seems
Look
he's
at
found
me,
a
look
few
at me,
ways
guys.
to
Make sure
relate
when
to
I'm
these
talking,
kids.
If your mom has some cookies up on that top shelf, you can't get to them. And you reaching in trying to grab that cookie.
Coach Tamar Slay is giving a whole new meaning to the term traveling in basketball. He goes from his home in Charlotte, North Carolina, to Huntington, Charleston, and Beckley every week. That's 14 hours on the road. And it's much more complicated than a basketball play.
Coach Tamar says he doesn't focus on the hours, but being someone the kids can look up
I mean,
to.
these little guys are my little friends now, you know. I'm not just teaching them things on the court. I'm teaching them how to be men and gentlemen off the court. Make sure you know that. Yes, sir. Okay? Right down.
And those 3 magic letters,
NBA.
He played in NBA.
they're pretty exciting too. Jessie Starkey, MU Report.
1, 2, 3. Good, good. Future NBA.
Coach Tamar says he hopes to expand his program here with more kids and hopefully his own facility in West Virginia.
A Huntington institution, one restaurant has been in the same place serving the same style of food for 77 years.
Joining us now is MU Report's Gabby Warwick with some of the history on this one-of-a-kind spaghetti house.
Out of all the restaurants in Huntington, the community voted in a Facebook poll that Jim's Steak and Spaghetti is the best place in the area. I went to see what makes this classic diner that has served the test of time the best around.
If you're looking for the best place to eat in Huntington, the community agrees. Jim's Steak and Spaghetti House is the place to be. This restaurant is now owned by Jimmy Carter, who took ownership from her parents.
Jim's Steak and Spaghetti House means to me the continuation of the dream of my parents.
The restaurant was opened in 1938 by Sally Rahal and Jim Tweel soon after their engagement.
My future mother said to my future father, get a job or I'm out of here.
In the 77 years Jim's has been open, they've picked up some loyal staff.
It's like home away from home. Been here most of my adult life.
They've even served different generations of the same family.
They love hearing me say that I put their mother or father in a high chair.
When it comes to what sets Jim's apart, the people who are there every day say it best.
Great food.
It's a great place.
Great
I mean,
friends.
It really is.
I like it here. I like being here. All these people are family to me.
They also all agree on one thing. Their favorite part of the restaurant is the response from their customers.
We have a lot of loyal customers, people that we know by name, people that know us by name, and that's just what it is. It's more of a sense of community around here than it is necessarily a restaurant.
I hear almost every day, we're so glad you all still have your white uniforms. We're so glad you have the same taste. We're so glad you do the same thing every day.
Everyone is always welcome into Jim's for a taste of Huntington that hasn't changed.
If Marshall students take their ID with them to Jim's, they can get a free slice of pie with their meal. Gabby Warwick, MU Report.
Thanks, Gabby. I've never been to Jim's Spaghetti, so I definitely have to make it down there and get that free slice of pie.
It's definitely a great place and has a lot of history. That does it for this edition of MU Report.
To see what we're working on every day, check out our Facebook and Twitter pages. Thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.